Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you, and today I'm talking about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, released today, directed by Christopher McQuarrie, Academy Award winner, starring Tom Cruise, Haley Atwell, Rebecca Ferguson, S.A. Morales, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Palm Clementov, and Vanessa Kirby. This is the seventh Mission Impossible motion picture film franchise that started in 1996, which was an adaptation of the mid to late 1960s spy television series starring Peter Graves and Martin Landau. This has genuinely, honestly, been highly regarded by fan bases and critics and audiences as one of the best action movie franchises of all time. Somehow, some way. The list, it doesn't really matter going to the script here. Ethan Hunt gets caught up. There's a MacGuffin that bad people want. And, he's the only man that can be trusted. The real crazy thing to me about this movie is you got Fast X, Across the Spider-Verse, and Dead Reckoning 1. 3 movies in the same summer, which are all about an established franchise hero with someone from their past coming back to stir up trouble, drag them into adventure, and just to set up a to be continued. How did this happen? 3 times in one summer. Ultimately, this is great. It's a great movie. This is absolutely a fantastic time at the theaters. Harrowing heroism and great blending of practical and visual effects. Wonderful photography, which is something it doesn't feel like you often get to point out being so well done in big studio Hollywood action movies. But this movie just looks so good. And someone else pointed this out. I think it was a channel called Reaper. But I had to point out they made a very, very good point in their review that this kind of feels like the movie Dial of Destiny should have been. An established veteran aging, maybe even, never knows when the next mission is going to be the last kind of hero like Ethan Hunt, kind of mentoring and, in modern atmosphere, I hate to use the word, but grooming their successor. And Haley Atwell's character. It's not a romantic relationship at all with these two. It's very more a mentor and pupil situation. And all building up to this absolutely stunning third act on a runaway train. Now, there are aspects about that particular third act that I think are a bit contrived, and maybe certain things happen to try to give the film a bit of levity when it really was not the right place or right way to do that. Ultimately, I thought this was a movie that ended very satisfactory, unlike Fast X and Across the Spider-Verse movies that definitely ended on major cliffhangers. It kind of felt like this movie was concluded, but definitely was setting up and promising a part 2. What was here for this movie was semi-resolved. I felt this movie, it didn't feel like half a movie. I loved it. And to be fair, neither of those two, I very much enjoyed both those movies. But this movie felt more, it didn't need the part 1. I could have definitely felt that they were setting up to something more, setting up, building up to a continuum, and not really a replacing of Ethan Hunt. Particularly by the way the character is contrasting with his student in this film. These elements worked very, very well. I thought this was a terrifically made action movie. And while, yeah, definitely done with it to be continued trend of 3 hour, $300 million action movies, uh, this was by far the best way they had done it. Yeah, this was very good. This is a very, very good movie. And yet, fuck, man, Mission Impossible movies are so good. I mean, to me personally, the first three films, the first film when it first came out, I liked it as a kid. I was like 11 when it came out. Second one I thought was long and pretentious and kind of boring and not rewatchable at all. The third film was okay, but had some severe cringe in there. And everything since 4 to 7 have been great. Phenomenal motion pictures. Great. I mean, like, wonderful standards and even, like, blueprints to go back on how to properly make an action movie. That's the thing with Tom Cruise. I never really thought of Tom Cruise as an action movie guy. He was just the guy who kind of had to take up this mantle because no one else was. And he's a serious fucking actor who cares about cinema. And if he just has to be the guy that has to be the action movie dude for the next decade until someone like, hopefully, like Jason, I mean, the stuff The Rock has done, I like The Rock, come on. But The Rock has not made groundbreaking, inspiring films. Rock-led Rocky movies aren't particularly wonderful. They're vanity projects. It's no different than the shit Hulk Hogan was making back in the day, just with better production and with better talent. 5 stars, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Can't fucking wait for the next part. Jake Davis, catch you on the fly. I hit the button. Again, with the same with the button. Is the button hit? Button. Come on. Button, do your job.